bingo. Options, quick save, and options, Space Center. Oh, man. I know, but you know what? At least Matt Damon got to go out and stretch his legs. Well, I don't think anybody is explicitly being evil, right? I think sometimes people have legitimate concerns and they're kind of ignored, and then they have a bit of a huff and things get fixed. So just to show I do have enough money now to buy that upgrade, but I don't think I need them. I think I've gotten this far. Science data from the surface of the moon would be nice to have. Science data from space around the moon. Shoot! I am actually transmitter recover science data, and I have expires and duration is 10 years. I'm getting that. I should have got that while I was there. Rescue people in orbit, position satellites, ferry 2 tourists, Ant, Poodle liquid fuel engine. Okay, good that I got that because I can do that when I'm there. Okay, back to this thing, and my tummy is rumbling. Apparently, I have not had enough food of late. Silver Amadeus remains in orbit. And what'll happen over the next year or so is that Minmus will catch up. And I'm really doing it the slow way. Okay. So how far behind is it? It's a long way behind. But you know what? I have plenty of time here. Let's do 100,000. Let's see how much it catches up. And it caught up about a quarter turn. Didn't catch up that much. It's definitely catching up. Bit by bit. Eventually. It's there. One of these days. 165 days. I think we might actually beat Matt Damon on this. I should actually, now I think about it, I should check what contracts I have. Right? Test Mark 16 parachute. When does that expire? Note. Does it expire? That might expire before I get there. Oh man. I might need to think harder about this. Hold on a second. Back to the Space Center. Because I don't want to miss this, right? Jeb is now a gibbering wreck. Poor Jeb. But you know what? They don't call him Thrill Master Extraordinaire for nothing. I have to check to see how long I have before this contract fails. Test Mark 16 parachute. Deadline 207 days. You know what? I might have to accelerate my rendezvous plans. I do believe wing obfuscation is a feature in stock ATM. You mean wing occlusion, right? I think wings get occluded when they're inside certain parts, but yes. Okay, so map. I'm zooming out here. Yeah, what I'm gonna need to do is boost myself up into a higher orbit, right? So that it catches up. But the question is how high in orbit. So I'm just gonna do that here. It's like a quarter turn. Does anyone want to do the math for me? Let's do this. Oh, wrong way. Gotta turn this thing around. I was pointing it the wrong direction. How foolish of me. I actually have to thrust away from Minmus. This is a common mistake, that when you want to go towards something in an orbit, you have to go fire your engines away from it. I think that. Let's try that. The lift is calculated more or less accurately, but the drag is not. Let's leave that up here. Concentration, once again, getting really hard, all this concentrating. Coming over the top here. Oh, I might have made an error here. I knew it. Okay, so what I need to do is thrust radially. Okay, so I'm going to do this. See, I kind of missed that. That's a big... I overdid it, damn it. All about those parachutes. So we're going to do this. We're going to increase the eccentricity. There, okay. Let's do this. And okay, so we are not in an attitude which is getting illumination. Let's turn my spacecraft and see if I start getting illumination. Nope. Let's try turning it this way. Okay, we're getting illumination again. So I'm just looking at the charge thing. Do I play any MMO RPGs? I used to play EVE Online like a boss. I have more money in EVE Online than many alliances. I have something like 2 to 3 trillion ISK at the current estimate. A lot of it has to do with the value of Plex, because I have a lot of money in Plex. Because you know that Plex will always keep their value. There, so we're going to catch up here. I'm going to slow my time down to 1,000. So we're now catching it on the inside. What the danger is that we do a transition to like the wrong sphere of influence, and I get caught out by it. Okay, so thinking about it. I think what I'm going to do is now fire. Okay, so I'm going to actually... Oh crap, wrong button. What I'm going to do is slow down, and then we're going to actually fire my thrusters retrograde so that we start to catch up, or it gives us a better chance to catch it, right? Because I'm now passing it, so I need to slow down. So if I slow down enough, it means that we're more likely to enter the sphere of influence of Minmus and survive. So they're slowing that down. Slowing that down. We will get there. Okay. Oh, crap. Maximum thrust was entered. Well, let's see how this does. I might have really ballsed that up. See, I could have been patient if it wasn't for that parachute test that I promised the boys at the lab that I would do. Still, I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to get close enough. Come on, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, crap. Get out of my way. I need to slow down. There, okay. So we're going to crash into... I like how it actually shows that we're on an elliptical orbit. That's how close we were. So first things first. Let's do this science. Let's do this science dance. I don't know why the trophies are censored. That's a really odd thing. Maybe they're maybe they're hiding. Maybe they want them to be secret. Is it the fact that trophies are secret in Kerbal, like in PlayStation? Is that what it is? And so they don't want people to see what the trophies are, so that they can have to figure it out for themselves. Okay, log temperature. Keep that data. And hold on. Okay, and we want to do a crew report. Keep that data. And then we've got an EV. You know what? Before I EVA, what I want to do is actually transmit this. I want to transmit this so that there's a new one in it. So review the data and transmit the data. Well, you notice that actually time acceleration is still happening, interestingly enough. Done. And so I've got to review stored data and transmit it when the time is right. Actually, what I'm going to do, collect, log the temperature, and so that's the other half that we're going to bring home with us, right? So now I need to slow time down so I can do the EVA thing. EVA. Pretty sure that was it. Just yeah, it's a visit. I think all the trophies are kind of dull. They're all like visit planet, land on planet, visit moon, land on moon. Right. I was suggesting some cool ones like you had to fly at Mach 1 past the control tower, and the trophy would be negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. I thought that would be funny. But apparently by the time I was even suggesting that, they had to submit them to the PlayStation people. Like, when you're submitting games, you have to submit trophies years ahead, apparently. Okay, I've done my observations, and now I'm going to walk up a little. Now, apparently, I'm walking down spontaneously. Isn't that odd? Damn it. Give me a different angle. Different angle. Thank you. Grab the data. Take the data. Take all the data. And then board. Okay. Whew. So now I should be able to review and transmit some of this data again. Review stored data. Oh, actually, I should just look at the crew report. Oh, cancel. Oh, cancel. Cancel! Review report. View reports. There we go. Transmit this so that boys back home looking at the surface of Minmus reminds you of a favorite childhood dessert. You are tempted to taste the surface. Yes. It's a famous blue moon. Blue moon. Octanitrocubane is the most powerful non-nuclear explosive, but utterly uneconomical to synthesize. Yes, dead on stick. Do you know why octanitrocubane is so energy dense? Do you know why? It's actually a really cool thing. The part of the density of octacubonitro, whatever you call it, is because it's in a stressed structure, right? So what I'm meaning by that is that it's basically been coerced into a cube, and it's like crumbling up something, forcing it into that shape. And by forcing it into that shape, you've actually had to put energy into the structure. And so when it explodes, that energy is released. Okay, there we go. 14 kilometers. That is good. We're going to fly over Minmus, and then we're going to put ourselves into thing whatever. So now I can time accelerate, and we still have stuff happening. I love Toblerone. Toblerone is great as well, but it's not my favorite. I really prefer darker chocolate. There is a dark. It's a cube of nitrogen and it's basically nitrogen and carbon and hydrogen and all sorts of crazy stuff that just wants to explode. And as I said, it's been folded like a spring. Okay. Scott streams at 0.58. Yes, I'm... Okay, so now we're going to fly down, fall towards Minmus. And then we're going to land. We have totally enough fuel to land and come back. Is it possible there is a planet out in our solar system that travels on the same orbit as the Earth but is always hidden by the sun? No, there is not. First of all, such an orbit is dynamically unstable and would tend to precess one way or the other, and we would see it eventually. But secondly, there are a pair of spacecraft that are studying the sun called Stereo. They would have seen such a thing by now. Also, Voyager, when it took pictures of the entire inner solar system from afar, it would have seen it as well. So basically, several spacecraft would have seen such a thing by now. So while conspiracy theorists and strange nutty people like to talk about this and say, well, you can't prove it, you know what? We pretty much know that that's not the case. There's a lot of things that people say without actually knowing whether it's possibly true or not. You know what? I'm going to right click on that 14 kilometers, just making sure that that's visible. And actually, I could right click on this, right? Yes, look at that. Now, see, that is a good... Right click, by the way, is the circle, if you hadn't guessed it by now. So it's very useful to use this to hold numbers up. And I'm glad at least that we got the 1.1 release. Of course, it had to be the 1.1 release because that was the version that was Unity 5. That was the first Unity 5 version. And a lot of the stuff that was developed for the console, of course, had to go back into the main branch. So the main branch has already benefited from some of the console work. I'm just kind of surprised that the joypad was never rolled into the main release, because had that been done, it would have been pretty obvious to a number of Kerbal players, what was needed, what had to be done. I like how that I'm actually technically already in orbit around Minmus, but it just, doesn't know it. Anyway, yes, Stereo is a pair of spacecraft that they're going on slightly different orbits. So I think one goes ahead of the Earth and one is going behind the Earth, and between them, they are able to get three-dimensional views of the stellar corona. So there's a lot of cool stuff that comes out of that. Isn't there something about conspiracy theorists that they make up most of their theories so that they get... Yeah, I'm sure there is something like that. Look, there are legitimate conspiracies, right? And they are very interesting and fascinating things. And I love talking about the Glomar Explorer. That was one of my favorite real-world conspiracies. But many of the things that I've seen are just fake. They're not supported by reality. Okay. Coming down, getting closer, moving at a blinding 125 meters per second. What other games do I play on PlayStation besides KSP? Well, I have Mass Effect, but that's only on... I have the trilogy with all the DLC. That's only on the PlayStation 3. I play Rocket League sometimes. That's hecka fun. Shadows of Mordor. I play all the Telltale games because I kind of like to play those with a controller. Okay, now we're going to zoom in here. Getting very close, and we need to circularize this orbit really soon. Okay, so do this. Point my rocket retrograde. And we're going to do that. Oh, crap. Yes, so Glomar Explorer is the one where they raised Soviet submarines off the bottom of the Pacific, and the cover story was that they were mining for... they were mining the floor for manganese nodules and things like this. And that was so effective that various governments in the Pacific Rim actually considered going to international court to, figure out ownership of the Pacific Ocean floor. Which, Just shows you how effective a good cover story can be. Also, the Glomar Explorer was the one where the CIA response was first heard. The one where, you know, well, I can neither confirm nor deny that such a program exists, but if it did exist, it would be classified, right? And yeah. And the funny thing is, I think somebody has started looking again at mining the ocean floor, but probably the deep Pacific is not the best place to start. Ah, man. Yeah, I remember reading about that on Wikipedia, and then I don't know, somehow I ended up getting into reading about all these other submarine accidents, and boy, that's just scary. Like, the details on some of these submarine accidents are just horrific. You know, when a submarine, generally, a nuclear submarine or something, goes deep enough to exceed its hull tolerance, generally the implosion happens so fast that nobody on board can register it. Like, it's just boom. Why is my name Sizazig on Twitch and not Scott Manley? Well, first of all, my name is Scott Manley with an E. Secondly, Sizazig is the account name that I use in many locations because I started using it many, many years ago. And Sizazig, as you know, is not spelled correctly. It is a corruption of the word Syzygy, which of course means an alignment of astronomical bodies. Do I ever come back to the mystical land of Troon? Only I came back last year, obviously because of my father, but I don't usually come back because I'm kind of in America and there's a lot of things here for me, and it's nothing personal. I just have very little spare time. Okay. I'm actually burning like this to flatten out my orbit. The conspiracy theory, the government makes up conspiracy theories to hide the real conspiracies. And that is absolutely probably correct. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there are government operatives that hang out in these conspiracy theory forums and plant the interesting ones to distract people from the real ones. And it's actually also interesting that there was some evidence that some of the moon landing fakery was supported by Russian government, because there's some people in Russia that would prefer that they were able to sow some dissension, let's say. Okay, so now I gotta come out of this. Yes, and we should start doing our science now that we're in low Minmus orbit. There we go. Look at that. The beautiful blue moon. Blue moon, I see you floating up there without an orbital care, because you're a blue moon. Blue moon. We've added science up there. Oh, you know what? We're in orbit. And options. Space Center. We should check to see if we have any new. Yes, the staging seems to reset whenever I do an EVA. So that's it. And so I'm not going to change and fix my staging right now, because otherwise, I'm just going to be stuck. Look at 300 science. Return to Kerbin from orbit. Yes, I want that. Expires in 3 days. Prestige, exceptional. Position a satellite. Conduct science. Rescue Frangie Kerman. Feria VIP. Okay, so that's fine. We got some more contracts. I was hoping that I would get like a Minmus science contract. Oh, look, all these locations. Who cares? We're not going there. I'm not going to do any of those contracts because they just take too long. They're good for padding your resume. Will you be able to install mods for the KSP on the console version? Probably not, but it would be nice if there were a process by which some mods could be validated for release. I just don't know how they would do it, because mods and things are not good at that kind of thing. there's no technical reason, but I think the problem is that you're then validating code that isn't your code. Okay, so I'm going to do a temperature reading. Temperature reading, log that temperature now. And again, got to check this. So I really want to transmit this, but we're not ready to transmit. So I guess I should EVA right now and see what kind of EVA I'm getting. EVA, we're floating in space. I should get my ukulele out and start singing that. Actually, I know you don't want me to sing that, but I can totally play Blue Moon on ukulele. That's what I did. I rehearsed it dozens of times. Okay, so I think, first of all, I'm going to save, quick save, because I think we can do a landing and a return. Oh, I see all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I saw somebody looking at terrain saying, look, this is clearly a satanic temple on the moon. It's like, look, you can see steps, and these steps are in the shape of a pentagon. I was like, wow, that is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Okay, going to transmit this back home, review, and transmit so we get more science. And now we can EVA. Done. Oh, we don't need an EVA report. What we need is to... get back on there. Don't you dare fall off. Don't you dare. I'm watching you, Jeb. You do not jump off the spacecraft. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. I did this wrong. I need to board the... I should have done the science before... Yes. I think I'm getting better. I think I'm getting better at this, getting more hang of the controls here. Still far from ideal, but I think we can do it. I know a guy that believes fluoride is active ingredient in Prozac, and that's the reason why we have fluoride in our water supply. Well, that's provably false. That's what I don't get, right? I find it interesting that there are so many provably false conspiracy theories. Like, okay. I'm not a PlayStation gamer, nor do I have the console, but just to clarify, this version of KSP is downloadable. This, if you have the PC, this is version 1.1.0, which I don't think is downloadable anymore. Oh, flat earthers are really funny. Especially like the ones that are just doing it for the clicks. There's at least a few of them that are doing it because they otherwise haven't had any, fan love or whatever. Oh crap. Crew at EVA report. Keep that information, and board. What is my most favorite rocket engine? That's a really good question, actually. I mean, obviously the F1 is pretty amazing because that was the thing that pushed the Saturn V into space. I mean, those are just amazing because they are so huge. The RS-25 is actually pretty cool because it's had such a, the RS-25 is probably at the limit of rocket efficiency, right? You can't really do better than that simply because, oh crap, I meant to slow down. Okay, you know what? Let's just land this thing. I'm gonna quick save again. Quick save. I'm gonna time until I get around to the light side. Actually, I should probably see. Let's see. Do we have anything? We do not have any place to land right now. That's gonna be a problem. The only place to land is on the dark side, so we have to wait some time. But hey. I told him about dark matter and sincerely asked if we were ruled by dark matter overlords. The RS-25 is heavy, but like the specific impulse on that thing is pretty much at the theoretical limit for what you can get from chemical engines. short of doing something crazy like lithium hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen fluorine, like, and that kind of insanity is just, you know. Okay, gotta do some more transmitting. Stop, 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 stop. EVA, EVA. Get the science, quickly. EVA report. Just above the greater flats. Excellent. And I'm bored. So actually, that's a place where we're just coming into view there. I think we can land on the Great Flats if we just give it a bit more time. But first of all, we're going to transmit some more data. More data, more data. Review stored data. I'm going to transmit that from the Greater Flats. How come I haven't done a crew report yet? That's... Oh, we've apparently already done that. Reset. Never mind. Keep that experiment. Keep that experiment. Keep that experiment. Keep that experiment. And then time warp until I get some battery power. So this is what we're doing here. Yeah, I could totally do this mission a lot faster on the PC. I totally agree. Yeah, bugs are annoying. I'm just glad that there are people out there that can now play it that previously were never ever able to play Kerbal Space Program because it was on a platform which they did not have easy access to. You know, because yes, you can make a PC for $200, but you know what? It's not going to run it as well as a PlayStation is going to run it. Granted, it'll have mouse and keyboard, but... Okay, let's see what review stored data says. We've got that. Got. Okay, so we've got everything there. Sweet! Let's try a little EVA just to see if we can get more science. Oh yes, got some science from the Midlands. Midlands of Minmus, obviously, not the Midlands of Scotland. Oh, the flat... So, I think Pillar of Fire is saying he's Christian, but he thinks the flat earthers are insane. See, a lot of that stuff comes from this whole movement to do, like, a strict literal interpretation of the Bible, which, So, let me tell you, have you ever heard of a character called Amelia Bedelia? It's a series of children's books where she gets into all sorts of zany adventures and mishaps because she strictly interprets the instructions that are given to her. For example, she's cleaning a house and she is asked to draw the curtains. So she draws the curtains, right? You know, hey, that's what your strict Bible is going to bring you to. It's seriously, there's so much metaphor and pattern, you know, matters of speech and things like that in there. It is not a literal document in any way, and if you're going to interpret it that way, you are mocking it, right? It's like you're mocking it. If you, as far as I'm concerned, not that I'm necessarily invested in that. I just have a lot of history with, you know, the Church of Ireland technically ran the observatory, funnily enough. So that's why I know a lot about these things. Okay, we're going to fly around. It is... I don't know why PS4 is censored in my chat. I have no idea, and I have no way to change it from the PlayStation console controls. So it is very strange. You know what? I'll just say, by the way, the first computer I used to play PlayStation... to play KSP was an AMD. It was an AMD from 2005. So, okay, actually, oh, slow down. Okay, I'm going to try landing it right here. See that? We're going to try landing this thing. Now, first thing, save, quick save. So I am going to start firing the engines retrograde. And actually, I'm going to fire them here. And I thought I was firing retrograde. Apparently, I screwed that up and I'm firing prograde because I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. once again. Fire those engines. I still think I can do it. Even after that slight mishap, I can totally land this thing on the Great Flats. No, actually, Soul Wager, no. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that people forget. AMD is the reason why Intel their processors, Intel make good processors, right? Because they were desperately trying to kill off x86. So much so they hadn't created the 64-bit extensions that are now, of course, standard, right? AMD went and they did that because they weren't going to be able to they weren't going to be able to do anything to do with the Itanium. So AMD do their stuff and they create a 64-bit extension, and the processors they create are just way faster because I don't know what it was. It was part to do with their floating point units. The floating point units on the AMD Opteron processors were just blindingly fast compared to anything else. They were 64-bit processors. They had all this extra instruction set. They were dual core. And they were just better than Intel processors. So the processor that I got was from 2005. It was an Opteron 4800 Plus, and it was the fastest processor you could buy at that time. And unfortunately, AMD, Intel got their stuff together, and it just they weren't able to compete. That's really what happened. Yeah, if your budget is low, AMD is definitely the best choice. Because also, if you pair an AMD processor with an AMD graphics card, you're definitely going to get much better bang for the buck in terms of GPU performance. I know everybody likes NVIDIA, but the truth is that AMD paired with an AMD, like an ATI graphics card, they're designed to be integrated like that. Okay. I mean, it's no accident that the consoles have are all using AMD and ATI graphics cards, right? Because that's where your bang for your buck is. I would really like to see AMD come back and give Intel a run for their money because I do like the underdog. I received a friend request from. Listen, I am not going to accept any friend requests from anyone except for my immediate family, so just don't bother. I wish time acceleration would work a little better, but whatever. Great Scott! Moab Mullah. Two is too close to Monopoly. What? Clearly we need more major actors in the industry. Yes, you do. And there used to be Cyrix. Cyrix used to do Intel processors. I think it's interesting that ARM processors, there's much more competition there. And I think that's actually very healthy. It's been very healthy for competition because some of the partners have come up with stuff that has been licensed back into the core. NVIDIA, Intel, except there's things that are different. I can't really be sure what specifically, but there's definitely stuff that is different. Okay, he's fallen down. Picking up speed here. Ooh. So once I get over this hill, that's when I'm going to start decelerating, and then we'll go for the landing. Could I do a Juno or bust? Juno or bust? What's Juno or bust? Are you talking Joule or bust? Is that what you're meaning? Are you confusing things? Okay, so I'm going to come back to internal view, and now we're going to start firing these engines. Look at that! We're totally going to land this thing. Totes going to land it. We have plenty of thrust on it, so... It's actually interesting that I've got this and I don't have the usual my usual control system, my usual stability control, so I have to kind of guess my way through it. Yes, that's the AMD GPUs. I believe that what happens is there's stuff in the drivers that helps it use the stuff on the chips. So if you buy an Intel processor, it has Intel GPU on board, and that won't work with any external GPU. Whereas the AMD ones, and this is what I believe and what I understand, they're called APUs. If you pair the AMD one, then it will use all the extra wide instruction set, the onboard GPU, in tandem with the GPU, the external GPU. This is career mode. This is absolutely career mode. You know what? I need to do this, and I need to switch this to surface mode. There, you see that? I knew something wasn't quite right. So we're 3 kilometers up. This could take some time. If possible, what first game would you merge with KSP? I would merge something like War Thunder with KSP, because I think planes are actually really entertaining. And being able to design the planes really is quite an educational experience. I honestly, a lot of the stuff that I teach about building APUs, building an aircraft, I'm saying APU because that word appeared in chat. A lot of the stuff I learned about plane design, I learned after getting Kerbal Space Program, but it was just it was so obvious, you know? Look at this. We're totally going to land this and have tons of fuel left. It's great. It's fantastic. Kerbal Space Thunder. Yeah, I really think that the, flying the, what do you call it? What's the name of the mod? The weapons mod. The weapons mod is great fun. And actually, if I was to bring something to the PlayStation as a developer, right? If I was the Kerbal devs and I was like, what mods are we going to put on? I would bring the guns and then I would sell it. Seriously. You could sell that for money, like as a $2 DLC, maybe a $5 DLC. And I don't have a problem with pay DLCs. I know, obviously some people do, but, that's just, it's a business, and I believe that people should get compensated for their work. A lot of the times when I get given games, I buy the game anyway just because I feel that it's important. If the game's good, if I get given a game that I wanted for free, and I think that I would have bought the game anyway, I'll buy it as well. Because it's only right. Okay, we're moving down at 20 meters per second now. I'm going to let this thing slow down. This is going to take a bit of time, but we're going to do this. Wow, we're still... Okay, you know what? 10 meters per second. I'm going to move out so I can see... There must be a shadow there somewhere. You know what? Shadow will be coming in that direction. Because that's where the sun is. 9.5 meters per second. So I'm slowing this down. 8.3, 8.2. I think I need a little more slowness. Oh. There we go. And touchdown. Touchdown of the, what do we call it? Silver Amadeus. Amadeus. Okay, so I hope this thing will stand upright. Observe mystery go. Excellent. And crew report. And here's where I wonder how stable this thing will be. Transmit that. So I'm just going to try and move this thing a little more vertical because I want it to stay balanced. The Feagle has landed. Yes, that is it. You know what? So I got this from around the moon, but I think I'm going to get it from Minmus. Jebediah Kerman is not a scientist, so he is not going to be able to do this. Observe materials bay. More science! Keep that experiment. And we are gonna quick save. Yes! I'm worried about killing SAS, but I should probably do it and just let it happen. Let it settle on its own. Now, next thing's next. We are gonna get temperature, which we're taking in the shade, which is correct, obviously. Log temperature. So we're going to transmit in that, and then we'll keep it, and then we'll do it again. Yeah, we're going to do everything. We are going to do all the stuff from everything. We're going to do the EVA report. Are Kerbals capable of photosynthesis? I don't know, but if anyone's able to do it, it's Jebediah Kerman. Thrill Master Extraordinaire, Master of Photosynthesis. Transmitting that data now. Bang, bang, bang. Excellent. We've got all the data out of there. Now we can log that temperature again. Keep that. Okay, so now you can EVA. Okay. And take that data. And he can EVA report. He's sliding down. EVA report. Oh, of course I'm flying above. Yeah, never mind. Come on. Yeah, I don't need to get that. Boom. There he goes. Okay, so Jebediah, what can you tell us? I'm not going to plant a flag just here. EVA report, keep. And then we're going to run away this way a little. He can fly out with RCS. He doesn't need stairs. We had a 30 part count limit, and we did not want to have to, spend parts on ladders and things like that. So, this is dedicated to everyone who watched the stream. Minmus! Blue Moon, that's what we're going to call it. We're going to say Blue Moon. Blue Moon. I actually should have found the thing. I was looking for a... whatchamacallit. I was looking for a keyboard, but I didn't get one. Done. And then here, Blue Moon, insert ukulele here. No, sorry, ukulele. Powered. Done. Whew. Okay. Hey, he's still feeling awesome. Now, what's the button here? There we go. Now, this is the hard part. Do you have a zero range slice to go with it? And this is where I'm actually kind of worried that I might bump this too hard and knock it over, so I want to make sure. There we go. Board. Excellent. What is a son? How can Jeb just stay on the ground? Because he's Jebediah. He's amazing. Okay, I'm going to save that again. I'm so terrified that this thing might fall over. So actually, good time to go back to the Space Center and see if we have any more science messages or things like that. Yes, you can. No, you can get USB keyboards. You can do anything. You can install, but I think it only works with the text entry. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. How are we doing here? 467 science. I want to get a thing to return science from Minmus, but not here. Oh, we got a test at the launch site. Nice to know. Okay, leave the facility. Well, so much for that. And see, I did that. I did the whole tracking station thing without any. Oh! I know what I can do. Hold on. 450. Oh man. Oh. Dare I spend the stuff so I can get EVA samples? Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm upgrading so I can get surface samples. Right. So I have 7,000 Kerbal dollars left. So now, with all that, we should be able to get some stuff from the... We should be able to get a ground sample. Yay! That is more science than I can possibly handle. The flag was backwards only if you looked at it from the wrong side. Okay, while we're here, review stored data. Keep. Let's just check this. Yeah, we got that. Keep. Transmit. So it's going to transmit that away, and we're going to EVA. There. Yeah, no, we're going to go back and forth several times because I'm going to EVA report. Take surface samples. There, look. Tons of 150 science. That's going to be fantastic. Okay, so this... There we go. Oh, wrong way. I'm going to extra carefully do this. And board. So now, here's the thing. We can actually go way the heck out. See those hills over there? We can totally fly to them with our suit, with our EVA. And it's not too far. I mean, okay, I could have got closer, I guess. Yeah, we'll fly over there and we'll get more science. I guess I landed like in a spot that's right in the middle of... So we can get extra science, and that will help us unlock a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, the shadows look kind of weird, I have to say. Okay. X button to let go. And this button. Woo! Okay. We're gonna fly over here. And I just realized I better quick save because disasters can happen. Did you know that the word disaster literally means easy, bad star? Dis-aster, you know? Fun story. Because, of course, we were speaking from times when comets and stuff would be portents of evil, bad things. Disaster. So I can't use more than 1 unit of fuel getting there. We can place a flag over here. Yes, Mr. Snowman 18, you are on a live stream and people can see what you're saying as well. Isn't that crazy? The whole world will know what you're saying. Has felt so many students and many... What are you talking about? Sorry, what? There we go. I can see the hills approaching. 50 meters per second, of course. We have to slow down before landing. That's the way. It's nice actually having the velocity and from matching the thing. Okay, now I can start slowing down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There, so We're just going to come in for a nice landing here. You want to be in the big screen? Well, better say something cool. Otherwise, people will mock you for your terrible, uncool things. It's important to realize that with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, you can be on the big screen, but you can also be on the big screen, which might not be what you want to share with the world. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait a second. Okay, you know, I thought about it. I could probably get an extra science report while flying, but I can only carry so many. I kind of liked it in Interstellar Quest where you could just go places and carry something and transmit it. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay, this one. We are gonna take a surface sample from the slopes, and we're gonna take an EVA report. So much science! So much science! I would plant a flag if it didn't actually insist on me doing, you know, I would plant a flag if it wasn't for all that darn typing that I'd have to do. There we go, on the way back. Do 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 do. I have mastered the concept. I've yet to master symbols. Okay, I'm not sure what people are talking about. Good morning from New Zealand. When will this be going up to YouTube? It will be going up as soon as I figure out how to download it again. That's really the limiting factor generally, is downloading it again from the internet. Because Twitch really doesn't like people downloading. They don't like me downloading my own video at high quality. They want to upload a 480p version to YouTube. And I'm like, that is not cool. I made this stream. This is my awesome content. And unfortunately, the PlayStation doesn't keep it around, so I need to do this. Whew. Okay, slowing down. Gotta slow down. I'm going to overshoot, I think, quite a bit. I'm way too high. Okay, there we go. Blue moon. Yeah, Night Dev does that. No, I wasn't going to let Twitch know, but that's what I used, Night Dev. Because Twitch seems to have some stuff that stops other things. I mean, if Twitch, is made it impossible for me to download streams, I would basically stop using Twitch. I would go YouTube only. But I do like the fact that I'm streaming from the PlayStation, although it does have support for YouTube streaming as well. So it's all cool. We're doing pretty good in terms of count number, 300 people. Okay, this is going to be a super, super long stream. In fact, I'm not sure. I guess I can keep it going a little longer. I guess we can just go home after this, and that I'll treat that as a victory. But we have to do maybe a little more. I guess I'm going to go higher up the slope and get more science. Because, like with 150 or whatever it is, lots of science for a surface sample, I should be collecting as many of those as possible. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. Tap circle button. Hold circle button. Enable SAS again. Whew! That's pretty cool. Yeah, you see, I have tons of fuel. I could probably take off and land elsewhere on the surface of Minmus. That might actually be a good thing to do. Maybe I should consider it. Have I ever gotten lost? Let me just see what I've got in terms of contracts. Transmitter recover science data from around the moon. Yes, we're going to do that because we've got that. We have a test parachute in flight between 3,000 and 9,000. Return to Kerbin from orbit. Okay, so that will be our money projects. And while I'm here for maximal sciencing, whatever, let's do one more. Actually, let's take a look at Minmus to see. I could take off into a polar orbit actually and get some stuff. Yeah, actually, that's what I'm going to do, right? So, I'm going to actually time accelerate. Quick save. Just making sure in case we hit a bug or something. Yeah, look at that. So I think I'm going to try flying over into that space there to get more science. Although, you know, to be fair, when I come back up, I'm going to come with more stuff. I don't know what to do. You know what? I just really want the stream to be done. It's not the best or most efficient thing, but I should definitely. I think I'm going to fly out there, and then I'm going to fly home. So never mind. Nope. This EVA. Just check. What's that? Sorry, I've had my phone buzzing, and it might be somebody telling me my children are getting eaten by, you know, dwarfs or something like that. This is some of the things that you have to do as a father. You have to sometimes pay attention when things happen. Oh no, it's my wife who's just made a donation to the Stern Grove Foundation and would like me to check to see if my company will provide a matching donation. Stern Grove are awesome. They do these great free concerts. Whoa! Yes! Excellent. Let's hope I didn't knock that over. We be styling. There we go. And we're going there. We're going to go higher up the hill this time because we want to get science from like the higher spots, whatever that is. Yeah, he's got mad skills there. Jebediah Kerman, Thrill Master Extraordinaire. We need this. So we're gonna accelerate up to speed, 60 meters per second. Okay, that's good. I'm not gonna run out of fuel. The great thing is Minmus, you can fly a really long way. You can get into orbit and land again. So you can actually reach anywhere in Minmus, but you can't so you can only use like a quarter of your fuel in each step. So I'm kind of just guesstimating where that'll be. The guy from Go for Launch Mercury just tweeted out some. He's talking about his control panel. Check Twitter. Go for Launch Mercury for people that want to recreate the Mercury launches. Actually, I wonder, can I do an EVA report while flying to see if I got Minmus slopes? I just realized that I haven't got that, so. EVA report. I'll wait until I'm higher up. Minmus slopes. Keep experiment. Oh no, I don't want to do that. EVA report. I'm waiting to get over somewhere that's not slopes. EVA report. Come on, I want to be on Midlands. Okay, that's great. Reset experiment. So now I want to slow the heck down and land. So that's what we're going to do. So, you know, here's a problem. That's what I figured out, is that the what do you call it? The EVA thrusters do not do diagonals on the analog controller. There's another bug. There. Hey, Flying Tiger, I got a bug report. I know you get a lot of bug reports, but this is a good one. For a polar orbit, your own orbital velocity is the wrong axis and nullified, whatever. Is anybody else just watching the chat? Yes, because that's where the real fun is happening. right? I have no idea how high above the... There I am. Slow myself down to land. Could be hard to fix such a large problem. Okay. Just slowing down to land here. Because you don't want to hit too hard. I've done this before, and like he landed so hard that he ended up bouncing down the slope to the bottom, and I had to then fly back up the slope again, which is pretty funny. Okay, we're going to get our surface sample from the lowlands. Wait, I was in the midlands a second ago. EVA report from the lowlands. Okay, great. So now we got to fly back to where we came from. And off we go. Are you going to be doing a lot of content on No Man's Sky? I'm not sure. It depends on whether the game is good or whether it sucks. I mean, we don't actually know. They've been held everything very close to their chest, and it could be terrible for all we know. So I'm not going to promise that I'm going to play tons and tons and tons of stuff. It could be fantastic. It could really use up all my spare time. Just like Elite Dangerous has been using all my spare time right now, because I wanted to do a video to talk about the various cool things that have been going on as regards, you know, the alien probes and the barnacles. And, well, you know, it takes a very long time to actually find some of these things. I just spent like an hour this morning just driving around on the surface trying to find arsenic because I wanted to poison Napoleon, obviously. No, because I had plans for it. Yeah, I think I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm always skeptical of anything. You know, if you're not skeptical, then you end up getting disappointed, right? There we go, slowing things down a bit. You know what? I wonder if I can double click on that. Yay! Look, I can target it. Okay, so that's it there. So slow down. We're gonna fly past this thing before we slow down to 0. Or maybe not. There we go. Just landing. Yeah. You know what? If you shouldn't be hoping on any content for increasing subs. You should be hoping on, you know, basically doing good things. Like seriously, if you obsess on subs, then you will never be happy because you will get to like 500,000 and you'll be like, oh, my subs aren't growing fast enough. And like seriously, I've been there and it's just like stress. Don't ever build any plans around subs because. What was that sound? Did I hear an explosion? Did that flag explode? Wait a second. I think that flag just exploded. And he just lay down on the job. How bizarre. Okay, this is it. We're going to go home now. We're going to take everyone home. I'm going to get my stuff. And the world... Oh, crap. No, I meant to hold. Hold. And hold the button. There we go. And that's my wife calling. Okay, I'm going to have to get out. Oh, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. I like how I'm pirouetting on the surface here. That's kind of funny. What am I doing here? Zooming out because we're getting ready to go into space once again. So throttle up and then start turning over. There we go. Da da da, la da da, da da da, da da da, da 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 da. The flag isn't heat resistant and may blow up because of the sun. That actually sounds like something I could believe. I think that's probably fine. Let's check the map. Okay, so we're doing good here. Now, what I should do is zoom out because... Oh, actually, yeah, I should just keep firing in that direction. Let's do that. Fire! 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 Well, Moho used to set fire to things. It's really funny that they stopped that because I thought it would... I mean, the original Moho did have the problem that it had a giant mountain that looked like a... Well, it was nicknamed Mount Goatsy. Stop. Rocket, rocket, you're on fire. Okay, so let's do a quick EVA and see if I can get more science. EVA science, EVA science. EVA. EVA report. Oh, just above the slopes. Excellent! Excellent, that's what I wanted. I'm bored again. There we go. And we're not going to hit anything. We are on our way home. Let's try that again. See if there's more EVA report. Lowlands. Now we got lowlands. Okay. Well, never mind. Okay, so now we need to go back to the map. I'm definitely gonna quick save once again. Quick save. And we're gonna time accelerate because we need to get away from here. Fare thee well, Minmus. You were great while we were there, but we must be departing your shores for greater things or something like that. Look at us go. Minmus rotating silently, far enough out that it is not tidally locked, you'll notice. Well, there's only a couple of moons in the solar system that are not believed to be tidally locked to their parent body, whereas most planets, all planets, are not tidally locked. There we go. Although, wait a second. Zoom out. There we go. So now I just need to set up the engine fire to bring ourselves back down. And actually, before I do that, what I need to do is select that so I can see it. And I'm going to have to try and read that number, which is not going to be easy. But we're heading down. And I got to remind me to check the staging and everything before landing. 15, 14... Okay, 13. You know what I should do is switch focus to Kerbin, just to make sure this works. And I'm firing this engine really carefully because we don't want to come too steeply into the atmosphere in case we have some problems with burning up. 7,000 kilometers. 6,900? I can barely read this from across the room. 5,000. Check your stage. Yeah, check your staging. Yes. I'm surprised that became such a meme. Check your staging, boy! You know those that do not check your staging. How does the body become tidally locked? It's because any differences cause flexure due to gravitational tides, and that basically serves to it serves to balance out everything. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop! Okay, so that's 83 kilometers, and my eyes are now falling out of their sockets. I have a 42-inch TV that I'm watching across the room. It's pretty lame, actually. Um, we should also, before I get into this whole re-entry thing, there's something important I need to do. We need to get the science from this junior thing. So get an EVA again. EVA. And I'm going to select this. Hit this. And then circle to let go. EVA. So I gotta get closer. Josh 2697 is. You should mock him because he tried to get a friend request. And that's what you deserve. No, I think actually. Gonna move this slowly. Collect data, quick! Remove data! Yes. Oh! Okay, now. Yeah, seriously, like, sending me friend requests is just dumb and shouldn't be allowed. It just is. It's not gonna happen. Just because I can't afford to fill my friends list with people that I don't actually know. I fill my friend list with people that I actually know in real life. Sorry, it's just the way. Oh my god! Oh my god! Come back! Oh! Wow, you notice how my. Oh wow. Okay. Camera free. Where the. I had to. Okay, so we're coming in from above now. That is really, really worrying. Okay, wait a second. My camera angles are all messed up right now. Come back! Come back! Oh, the Kraken! The Kraken is still alive. You'll be pleased to know that the Kraken still possesses Kerbals in the PlayStation version. Kerbal Kraken Kwest. Okay, here we go. Back. Yeah, you know what? It would really help devs if the diagonals worked on the gamepad for controlling the RCS, because you can even do diagonals in the base game. So I've no idea why it wouldn't work here. Okay, quick save again. Oh my word. Okay, next options. We're going to check this. We're here. And we're doing pretty good, so I'm going to now zoom in and follow this homeward. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. We're going to do this 10,000 times coming up. I remember the days when we didn't have 100,000 times. Boy, that meant that orbits took a really, really long time. Now we're going down to 1,000. Uh-oh. See what I'm seeing here? I really hope we don't encounter the moon. Because that could really mess up my plans. Oh, Nelly! Oh, Nelly, Nelly, Nelly! Oh my god, it's going to mess up our... Oh no, wait, we're above the moon though. It's still going to mess up our orbit. Oh! Oh! Okay, so we're going to do that. Fly through the moon's sphere of influence, and then we're going to stop. Okay, now, that's important. So we got an encounter with the moon, but now we need to correct our stuff here. So I need to fire outwards. So we got to take the engines, and we're going to fire it in this direction here. And that should lift our periaps out away from the surface again. Because descending at this angle would be really bad. It's good that I had that extra fuel reserve because, man, this could be disastrous. Actually, it's good that we have plenty of fuel left here. Okay. I feel the game works fine on a controller, and I feel that it could work a whole lot better. 35 kilometers! Wow! Holy moly, that's good. Okay, so now, more time acceleration. And actually, now that we're getting down close, I should do one more thing. I want to go back to the Space Center and see if we have... Man, this is a 3-hour stream. This is a really long mission. Can you... I mean, remember, in the PC, I would definitely do this way faster. It's just that this is what happens. Okay, plant a flag on the moon. Okay, never mind. Ferry tourists. Conduct observational surveys of Minmus is a specific thing. Okay. None of these are any use to me. So instead, I shall return and I shall land. 295 days. That's about 1 day per minute. Sorry, it's about 1 day every 40 seconds, 36 seconds or whatever. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to do the staging manually. That's really what's going to happen. Wait a second. What? Oh, there it is there. Okay. Just check. 35 kilometers. Time. Because I don't have the tracking station, I don't have the time thing. Oh, oh, whoa, 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 what? No! No! Oh, for gosh darn it. What the deuce? Did that really happen? Oh, man. That really happened. Okay. What are the odds that I encounter the moon again this time? Okay, at least I missed the moon this time. Oh. Times 100, times 1,000. Zoom in. Times 100. Again, that is a problem that is not confined to the PlayStation version. Okay. Switch out of the map mode. We're 300 kilometers up, and I'm going to take control and point this retrograde. And when we get close to atmospheric interface, we will stage this thing, and I will go home, and I will laugh as my enemy, sorry, my immortal friend, whatever, it burns up in the atmosphere, we will give a Viking funeral to it. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to laugh maniacally as our, thing dies. Stage. Yeah, what they should do is have L1 and R1 work differently. So make L1 work for physics time warp and R1 do regular time warp. I'm not gonna. Yeah, the staging we're just not gonna do. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna fix the staging. I can't do anything about it. Oh, okay. You want me to fix the staging? People are like, fix the staging. Fix the staging. Fix the staging. Damn it! We need the staging fixed right away. Okay. Oh, something paused there for a second. No, we don't want to do that. Drag that into that stage. There we go. And I'm going to put the parachute in this stage. Because if it's in stage 1, it's more likely to actually work. Okay. Now, our time is at hand. Soon we will feel the power of G-forces. The touchpad being the mouse, that's another thing. Yeah, look, it's good that we're fixing all these things. 100 kilometers up, and I think now is the time that we will fire. 100 kilometers to impact, that's when we're going to, or 100 kilometers to atmosphere, that's when we'll do this. I could actually fire these engines and slow the thing down now I think about it. But I think, oh, let's do that actually. Let's fire the engines just as we're descending. That'll help us a bit. Slow everything down. And excellent. Stage. Yes. Bye. That'll at least help us a little. Whew. Slow down! It would actually, you know what would be really nice actually, would be a slow-mo option on the console version. Because that's a mod. You know what, though, I'll tell you one, I've seen a couple of games that use it for the mouse and it works really well. So, I mean, War Thunder may not have worked with it, but I've seen it work on other games, and I can't remember which games. But the mousepad, the touchpad definitely can be made to work well. Here we go. Okay. Oh, crap! Crap, 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 crap! Oh, quick load! I was trying... That was not what I meant to do! Oh dear! Oh dear! That was not what I was meaning to do! Okay, where is it? What is the situation? Where did we last leave it? We were in orbit, and this was 80 kilometers, that's right, and we were about to hit the moon as well, right? Okay, so let's run time forwards again. We're gonna hit the moon again this time. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, I'm so glad that people will have clips of this. Stop, 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 stop. What's the situation? 67 kilometers, damn it. Okay, oh crap, no, 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 no. Okay. Retro, actually, okay, we're at 100 kilometers. We're doing fine here. Thrust, 100%. Okay. Now, I've got to just stage. I'm going to stage now. Stage! Decouple! Decouple. I think I might, I hope I got the stuff on board. I just better check. Review stored data. Material study, okay. Keep experiment. Keep. Okay, you know what? So we didn't have a chance to change the staging. So we're going to have to do this manually. That's just what's going to happen. The materials bay is on board, we checked. I'm just wondering if I turn off SAS. Oh, if I turn off SAS, will this thing... Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that was close. So apparently we are not aerodynamically stable for some reason. No, 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 no. I'm gonna try to click on this. Okay, we're ready to go. Oh, God. So here's another thing. There's no fine control on the PlayStation because the fine control only applies to it doesn't apply to analog inputs, and there's no non-analog inputs. It might be the solar panel that is decreasing stability. I don't know what's going on, but we are doing fine. Decelerating at about 1.5 Gs, and we're still going down. This is good. Nothing's getting too hot. I'm glad that nothing's getting too hot. You know, I would know nothing's going to surprise us. 27 kilometers, and all's well. KFP is missing something very important. Sound is in space, sound infinitely, whatever. People do that. There are mods that change the sounds around. People really like them. Also, there's Chatterer, which adds all sorts of fun, chatty, you know, Quindar tones and Kerbal chat. You know what a Quindar tone is? Anyone? Anyone know what the purpose of Quindar tones were during the Apollo program? It's funny that we still see them used in movies for modern space program because, you know, special effects in movies and stuff, they sometimes don't keep up with reality. I wonder where we're going to land. I wonder if we're going to get more science. Now that we're through this, I think we're actually pretty good. I don't think anything is going to catch fire and explode at this point. So, I can check my contracts, because I want to check contracts. Because I need to know the altitude of this. 3,000 to 9,000. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm gonna disable SAS. Okay, apparently I was aerodynamically stable. Something must have happened to cause me to spin. Right, so the Quindar were pushed to talk, but they were not pushed to talk for the astronauts. They were pushed to talk for mission control only. So the beeps aren't from astronauts. The astronauts would have a different mechanism for it. Okay, hopefully the velocity gets reduced enough and I can get my thing. 240, that's what I want. 621, come on. Come on, 6, 5, 4. Green! Deploy, shoot! Woohoo! And I got that contract as well. Now that feels like a good mission. I believe the Quindar was named for the company. Yeah, it's in-band notifications. That's the beeps basically before and after. And if you've got a very good ear, you might notice that Quindar tones at the start are slightly different from the ones at the end. Let's just do a crew report. We got that. Reset experiment. Actually, now I think about it, thermometer, log temperature. Do we have that? Oh yeah, look, we haven't got temperature from flying over grassland, so let's keep that. I wonder about. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have about 13. I don't know. We should have enough to do something, right? Getting the EVA was really helpful. Getting the sample really made a huge difference to the amount of science that I got. I'm just wondering whether I should detach this heat shield. Jettison heat shield, let's do it. That'll mean that we land a little more slowly. There we go, extra explosions. Who doesn't love more explosions? And touchdown! Yes, flying Minmus! I have earned a trophy. Wait, do I didn't... Oh, to the moon and back! That's a second trophy. So I've earned another trophy. Excellent. So, what I'm going to do is... EVA because he's done this. And I should be able to grab this. Take the data. Okay, and then long tap to board again. And then take that. See, if I could put these on action groups, you would think it would be easier, but accessing action groups requires upgrades that I don't yet have. Log temperature. Okay, apparently I've already had that, so that's not interesting. But I don't have a surface sample, do I? So I can EVA and grab that surface sample. X to let go. This, and take surface sample. Yep, looks like dirt for a whole 9 science. Tap circle to board, and long circle to board. I think that's us! That's us! I actually want to see where we've landed. Okay, I'm gonna have... wait a second. I'm gonna do something. I want to see where we landed. Oh, wrong. So we're there. We're a long way around. So we're not exactly close to home, but that doesn't matter. And my wife is calling me, so I'm going to finish this up. And we're going to go home, and we're going to be very happy. Oh, yes. I'd rather see a director who did Contact. You know, I'm actually going to be talking to Jill Tarter in the next week. She's one of the real-world people that inspired the, SETI researcher in Contact, right? So Jill Tarter, yeah, whatever. We're going to be talking because she's a big person behind Asteroid Day. So, yes, so we get 250,000. We've got so much science. We are very happy, and I now have to say farewell. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned. Good God, this was long. Fly safe. Oh, this one.